He's back. Dexter Resurrection has finally dropped its official trailer, and in this video I am going to break down all of the old faces that we do see in this video and also all of the new ones. I'll tell you what I think is exactly going on and give you all the Easter eggs that you might have missed and all my theories of what I think is truly going on in this show. I'm gonna do all that, but before I do, if you can, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you're into Dexter Resurrection. I will be here all season with call-in live streams and theories throughout. Let's do this.
Somebody once told me, you have to go through hell to achieve resurrection.
The trailer starts off with Dexter in the hospital bed. We know he's here because Harrison shot him last season of the show, and we thought the show was going to end with that, and that was going to be the end of Dexter, but nope, he survives this gunshot. We see him open up his eyes while he's in the hospital, and he seems to have an old friend visiting him.
Hallelujah. Dexter, it's like seeing a ghost.
We can see our boy Batista is back, and I have to admit that last time we seen him, I didn't like the way they used him. They kind of did the dude dirty. We didn't get any interaction between the two, and I've said before in the past that he has to be held accountable, and the only way Dexter can be held accountable is by the people in his past, people in Miami Metro, and Batista is the one for that job. And we see that the reunion seems to be a happy one. He tells him, it looks like I'm seeing a ghost. I mean, he thought that he was dead, but then it switches.
Chief Bishop told me that you were alive. She said that you were the Bay Harbor butcher.
So much for the happy reunion.
So Dexter's ex, Chief Bishop, told Batista that Dexter was the Bay Harbor butcher, and Dexter doesn't even try to fight it or deny it or anything. He just goes in the bathroom, jumps out the window, and he's out of there. So we can see that Batista's job in this is going to be to hunt Dexter down, and Dexter's going to New York to try to hide out from everything going on. Now, this is a different aspect than we've all seen in every Dexter show. Every other show that we know about that had Dexter in it, nobody knew he was the Bay Harbor butcher. So how many people are going to be on the lookout for him right now? Is it the whole police force? Is this the FBI thing? Or is it just Batista? Do they have enough information to actually connect him to it? But with him fleeing the scene, it does make him look guilty.
What better place to hide?
It's the greatest city in the world,
Where nobody knows who you really are.
So instead of Miami and instead of the country backdrop of New York, we have now seen Dexter move to New York City, my hometown, which I think is going to be a much better series in New York City. I hope they keep the whole city series in New York City the whole time. And then we are introduced to Dexter's friend, their version of an Uber driver, Blessings Kamara. Now, we know that he is going to be in many episodes, and I think that his plotline is going to develop over the whole story, and the fact that he's close to Dexter might mean something else, that the person that Dexter is looking for this season is a person who calls himself the Dark Passenger, who Dexter calls his own person that he uses when he has to take people out. So this serial killer, the Dark Passenger, seems to target in-house Uber drivers. These guys who are driving around, he's getting picked up and murdering them. And it seems at this time for the newspaper, he's killed at least 7 victims. In this article about the Dark Passenger, it says, disguised in a hoodie, concealing their identity, brandishing a chain-like saw around the driver's neck. The victim's name was not released at this time, and the death remains under investigation. The incident is the latest in a string of similar texts attributed to the Dark Passenger. You run drivers and passengers alike to remain vigilant and report suspicious activity to the NYPD immediately. Now, most serial killers do not get the chance to choose their own name. If they did, then I would say that this person would be 100% Harrison. It still could be Harrison, but the fact that most of the time they do not get the chance to To pick their own name, we have to assume that the newspaper has dubbed them the Dark Passenger. It would fit Harrison perfectly if he could choose it himself, but the fact that he doesn't makes me think that it's not him. Which makes me believe that it's going to be Blessings. Yes, I know he's Dexter's friend and everything, and he's also a Uber driver in this town, but it would fit because if he's not driving the Uber or he's out there driving around with Dexter and he's not afraid, the reason why he's not afraid is because he's going to kill other Uber drivers. The fact that his name is Blessing, he may think he's doing a blessing by killing these people and getting them out of this business because it sucks, and that's why he's doing it. So my money right now is on Blessings.
Tell me more about your friends.
Prater likes to own things. Time to meet the man of the manor.
So this part is overdubbed by Charlie, who is played by Uma Thurman, and she is the head of security for Peter Dinklage's character, Leon Prater. So we see Dexter searching seems like an underground subway system, if my New York City eyes are not deceiving me, and then we see our first serial killer, Mia LaPierre, known as Lady Vengeance. And yes, she is a serial killer, and it seems that Peter Dinklage's character likes to collect serial killers. Maybe it's his own type of Suicide Squad. So it seems Dexter has been recruited to join this, we'll call them the Suicide Serial Killer Squad, by Peter Dinklage. And we see that the initial contact where he's going to meet them happens right here in the park. You see him walking up. He looks kind of wary. He has his hoodie on and his glasses because he doesn't know exactly what he's getting into. But then he sees that it's Uma Thurman, and then she takes him to Peter Dinklage, who is playing Leon, who is a billionaire, so he's got the ability to gather up all of these serial killers. And we have to ask ourselves, how does he know the identity of all these serial killers? How did he figure that out? And how did he figure out Dexter's identity? Unless, as I said earlier, Dexter is on the run and now he's suspected to be the Bay Harbor Butcher, and that's why Dexter's willing to accept his help, because he's about to get caught or he just can't run forever, so he needs some type of protection.
Welcome. I cannot express how excited I am to meet you.
You really like serial killers.
So we can see that Leon, played by Peter Dinklage, really likes serial killers. I mean, he says it himself, and he's excited to meet Dexter. Again, how does he know that Dexter is the Bay Harbor Butcher? He must have been a fan of his, admiring his work, and I'm sure that's what they're going to talk about. Oh, I loved all your work. I admired it, yada, yada. And that's how they're going to bond a little bit. And Dexter says to him, you really like serial killers. And that's when we are introduced to the rest of the members of the Serial Killer Suicide Squad.
I pride myself in finding the best of the best in every field.
Let's show and tell, baby.
So there are others.
On their way.
So as we can see, he is extremely happy to have all these serial killers on their way, and eventually they do get there. So let's break down from their names what they do. Now, he did say that he takes the best in each field. So some might kill women, some might kill men, some might be children killer, yuck, you know, something like that. But he takes the best in each field. Let's break them all down. First, we are introduced to Al, and his serial killer name is Rapunzel. Now, hearing this name makes me think it has something to do with hair. So he's either scalping women or taking locks of their hair as trophies. That's what I believe. Next up is Gareth, who is known as the Gemini Killer. So I believe he's killing twins. That's his thing. He likes to kill twin people. Next up is Lowell, and Lowell is known as the Tattoo Collector. And I believe that he's killing people and cutting their tattoos off and just keeping their tattoos, the flesh of the tattoo. And that's what he uses for his collection. Last is Lady Vengeance, who we met earlier. We seen Dexter talking to her with her name as Lady of Vengeance. It seems that maybe she kills people who she dates and they break up with them, something like that. And she's getting revenge for things. That's what I think is going on with her.
Only in New York.
Tonight's the night.
Invitation delivered.
We see Dexter walking around the streets of New York, and they have to show a hot dog stand. Don't get no more New York than a dirty water hot dog stand. Let me tell you something, brother. And then we see that he does have someone on his kill table, and he says tonight's the night. So maybe this is his first kill in a long time, and he's gearing up for it. Or he was sent off by Peter Dinklage's character to kill somebody. Or tonight's the night he finally meets Harrison, because I don't think he's going to meet Harrison at all early in the season. I think it'll happen later in the season. And then we see Uma Thurman's character Charlie delivering a message and says it's been delivered. So was she recruiting another serial killer? Is this how she recruited Dexter? We don't know, but that's what seems to be going on.
This is the dark path you're going down.
This next scene can go either one or two ways. I'll explain them both. We see Leon, who we know makes it through just about every episode this season. I won't give everything away there from what I've read on IMDb, but we also see Angel Batista talking to Harrison. Now, he knows Harrison's mother, and he says he's going down the dark route. So maybe he can use the fact that he knows his mother to try to get to him, or get him to try to trap his father, knowing that his father will eventually come see him. Then we see Harrison dragging a body that's already done, it's already wrapped up. And then the next scenes have to be before this happens, because when we see him dragging the body, we see the cleanup supplies there, and he doesn't have any gloves on. But the next couple of scenes we see, when he's grabbing the butcher's knife and looking at it, we can see that he does have his gloves on there. So it most likely is reversed. They showed the aftermath of what he did before they showed him actually do the crime itself. But what's going on with Harrison? Will he just become his father, or will Angel be able to talk him out of it? I think that is going to be the whole dilemma when it comes down. And once again, Harrison did take his dad out, right? He did shoot his dad in the chest and everything else. So we ain't even know how Harrison feels about Dexter even showing up.
I heard you to be careful, son.
I'm tired of being careful. What do you think?
We see Harrison being stalked by the cops, and we see that Harrison is a bellhop inside of some type of hotel. That's most likely how he was able to get into the kitchen. It's probably the kitchen from this hotel. He may have messed up, or they just want him for questioning. And then we see our first scene of Harry, and Harry's looking good here. But we also know that there's going to be Miguel Prado and the Trinity Killer is supposed to be in this season. So it seems like Dexter's going to get flashbacks or gets talking to from a bunch of different people in the past. We see Dexter getting ready to set up for a kill. I don't know why, but he seems to be anxious, and he's being warned to be careful, but he's sick of not taking chances. He feels that at this particular time, he has to take chances, and we see the kill bag. He's getting everything ready for the kill bag, and that's what leads up to the last shot that we see in this whole thing. And when we see him setting up this person to kill this person, we can see that this person that he has laid up and on the shackle has red hair. Now, there's only a couple of actors in here that have red hair, right? When he's setting up the kill room, you could see him actually take the plastic and then roll it over top of the guy. And this guy, I think, is playing the character of Mark. His name is Will Rogers, and he's only in 2 episodes. So it seems like he's going to be getting got, and he's going to be getting got soon. But we don't know what Mark does. At least I don't know. If you know what Mark does, please put it in the comment section. But he has to do something bad, sticking to the code that Dexter has. And Dexter does take his chance and is successful killing this guy. We can see all that by the end of this trailer. It looks like an amazing trailer. It looks like the show is going to be really good. I mean, it's got amazing actors in it. I don't know how it can't be. And we know that they're going to do multiple seasons, so Dexter will not be caught this season. Again, in the end, something's got to happen to the guy. We can't have endings like we've already had for these last couple of years. That just will not work for me. They're going to end this one. Please end it right. You know what I mean? Just give us what we need. And I think, I did an ending for New Blood. If you go check out that video back in the day, you'll see that I think my ending is good for that. Again, I think the trailer looks good, but you tell me what you think in the comment section. And if you like the way I do this, please thumbs up this, spread this across the realm, and of course, subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.